Hey everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. Today I'll show you how to make these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Cupcake Toppers. In honor of the new Ninja Turtle movie release, some of my Dessert Network friends and I have teamed up for a special collaboration. Check out links to their videos in the description box below or at the end of this video. For my cupcake toppers, I'm going with a classic Ninja Turtle look. I'm using leaf green fondant and using my hand to feel for even thickness. That should be about 1/4 of an inch. Using plastic wrap over the top and a 2-inch circle cutter, I'll cut out rounds, one for each Ninja Turtle. The plastic wrap gives the edges a curved look, which is perfect for a little turtle face. I'll use my hands just to smooth any roughness. Then using my fingers, I'm going to just push in a little bit near the top edge that will be the top of the turtle head, so it's not perfectly round. And with a separate small amount of green fondant, rolling a little log that is the width of the circle. And I'm going to shape that to have a little hump on top, which will be like the turtle nose area right under the mask. And I'm going to flatten that out, taper the corners a little bit, and I want that to be about halfway up, so flatten it out more if necessary, maintaining the hump in the middle, and then attach that with a little bit of water. Now smooth down the bottom edge so you can hide the seam from the two pieces. The top edge will be covered with the mask, so that's not as important. This piece just gives the mouth area a little bit more of a 3D look. Once that's firmly attached, use the same 2-inch circle cutter to indent a smile. Then using this tiny ball tool, I will just make little dimples on the corners of the mouth. This Ninja Turtle will be Donatello, so I'm rolling out a thin strip of purple fondant for his mask. And I'm going to just trim up and neaten up the edges a little bit so it's easier to work with. Then I'll roll down the outer edges and create little folds for the mask. It can be difficult to work with these tiny little strips of fondant, so you can use a skewer and that will help you form the folds. Then use a little bit of water to attach the mask right above that nose area. And I'm kind of pushing the fondant around to form two little eye areas. If you push down in the middle, it kind of helps pinch it together and make a spot for the eyes. And I'm using the back of a cell pin to make little eye sockets. Trim off the excess from the mask. Then use a little bit more water if necessary to firmly attach the sides. And then just use the back of my cell pin to tweak this until I'm happy with the shape. Using another tiny thin strip of the same purple fondant, I'm going to roll that over a couple of times and this will form the ties. I just roll the strip over and then fold it in half, and that will make it look like the ties on the back of the mask. Cut off the extra so you don't have a bunch of bulk behind it, and attach with water. The final step is to finish off the eyes, so for that we have a small, maybe about 1/4 inch ball of white fondant that I'm dividing in half so I have equal parts, and I'm going to form each one into a small oval. Then use just a little bit of water and we'll attach these to the little eye sockets. If they're not exactly the same size, you can often just kind of push them around to make them look about even. Now we'll use the tiniest bit of black fondant to make the pupils. And so I'm going to cut this little ball in half, and then I end up with two pieces that are maybe the size of a poppy seed. Very tiny little bits of black. Then using a very tiny bit of water, I'll just attach the pupils to the eye. And there's Donatello. Now all of the turtles' faces are going to be formed the same way to begin with, making your 2-inch circle and adding the little hump for the mouth. And then use your circle cutter to indent the mouth. And you can make them all the same with a smile, or you can give them different expressions. Here I'll make Raphael, and I'm using my tiny ball tool again, and I'm going to make him kind of scowling. So I'm using the ball tool, and instead of just making dimples, I'm using it to manipulate the fondant a little bit more and really open up the outer edges of the mouth into kind of an upside down teardrop shape with the pointy part towards the center of the mouth. And I'll do this same thing on both sides. Raphael has a red mask, but otherwise the mask and eyes are formed the same way for each character. Before I finish off the eyes, I'm going to finish off the mouth. I want to give the impression of teeth showing through. So I'm using the tiniest little bit of white fondant and then my little ball tool to push that down into place. And there's Raphael. I also made Michelangelo, just using orange fondant for the mask and a smile just like Donatello's. And I made Leonardo. I made kind of a half grimace similar to Raphael's and blue fondant for the mask. I grew up watching this classic Ninja Turtle cartoon, and now my son's a fan too. His favorite has always been Raphael, and I really like Michelangelo the best. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out the other videos from this Ninja Turtle collaboration. You can find links to each video in the description box below, or click on the image on screen now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos.